will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Happy Monday. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Well, last time I saw you, it was February, and here we are, March 3rd. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I hope that you are well. I hope that the weekend was good to you, and I hope that this week is even better. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and we bring back a sweet book, beautiful illustrations, and of course a beautiful story coming to us from Grant Snyder, and also reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. So yes, get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. What sound is morning? Yes, what sound is morning in your area? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And at my old place, of course, it was a train. I'd always hear the train. Here, I haven't quite gotten that the sound is, but of course, at home it's the birds, right? At home it is the birds for sure. How about you? What is the sound of morning? What is the sound of morning in your area? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope that you are doing well. And as always, please let us know where you're joining us from. And if anybody else is joining in with you, let us know they're there so we can say hi to them as well. Thank you for being here. And always a pleasure to see everyone joining in. And of course, if you can't make it live every time, we can always find Storytime at storytimewithmisslimata.com, at Storytime with Miss Limata on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, you can follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. And of course, too, as we've been mentioning, a season for fishing is coming up. Pamela Courtney, Tony D. Chambers, and of course, this one will be published by Farah Strauss and Giroux, an imprint of Macmillan, of course. So excited for this one coming up May 20th. Pre-order. Ask your local libraries to stock it. Thank you for supporting Pamela Courtney, and of course, excited for this wonderful book coming up on May 20th. So yes, mark your calendars. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Good morning to you, Sharon Lungo. Good morning to you, Soraya. How are you doing today out there in Oakland? Loving it. Thank you for joining in, and good to see you here on Storytime. And I hope that you are ready for our book today, and I hope that today is not too hard to get out of bed. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Cannot wait to share this one. Thank you indeed for joining in, and to everybody else that is here right now. If you're here live, thank you for being here. Biggest of hugs to you, and of course to everybody else that will be joining us later. Well, I hope you enjoy the book. Grant Snyder coming your way very, very shortly. Of course, this one coming to us with permission from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Good morning to you and welcome. I'll see you on the other side of this very short message when we're back with Storytime.
Hello, I'm Brianna Carzu, the author and illustrator of Lou, and you're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Hi, my name is Chad, and I'm homeschooled in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And today you're tuning in with Mr. Limata. Story time with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed, Chad and Brianna Kazoo, of course. Just saying hello this morning. Thank you, Brianna Kazoo. We know amazing books that you're putting out, including Greenlight, and I've seen them put out in Chinese and other languages as well. So yeah. May your books continue to reach many kids out there. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Pamela Courtney, great timing. Thank you so much for joining in. I know I can never say Nakitosh the way Chad does, but one day. Thank you so much for joining in. Auntie Anne, good to see you here. It's been a minute. Thank you so much for joining in. Hope you're doing well out there in Nakitosh, Louisiana, and hopefully it's not too cold or too hot, just right? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Oh yes, that one will never grow old. I love it too. I love it. Yes, please give my biggest of hugs and love to Chad, and of course Braylon. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Here we go with our story for this morning, coming back to Storytime for the umpteenth time. Yes, and definitely not the last. What sound is morning? This one coming to us from Grant Snyder. And of course, we're reading it, as mentioned before, with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And I urge you, if you can find this at your local library, grab it and look at it, because the pictures, the colors are just amazing. And I think the screen doesn't do it the justice it deserves. But here we go. What sound is morning? Written and illustrated by Grant Snyder, and reading this one with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. In the first morning light, all is quiet. Yeah, or is it? In the first morning light, all is quiet. Or is it? Hey, Kathy, how are you doing today? Good morning. Yes. Glad that Storytime is part of the sound of your morning out there in Ohio. Thank you for joining us. In the first morning light, all is quiet. Or is it? Yeah. Listen. Yeah. Is it birds? I'm actually listening to right now if I can hear anything from outside. There's definitely birds. Yes. Oh, it's quiet. Or is it? What sound is morning? Do you set an alarm? Does it scare you, jolt you awake? Can we find a softer sound? Huh? What sound is morning? Lights click on. A cat softly creeps. Yeah. Lights click on. A cat softly creeps. Yeah, slowly. A baby bubbles. Wind whispers in leaves. Yeah, can you hear it? Or maybe it's the distant rumble of a car, right? A baby bubbles. Wind whispers in leaves. Sprinklers hiss on summer lawns. Sprinklers hiss on summer lawns. I can hear the sprinkler sound playing in my head, but I cannot reproduce it. I wish I could. I want to try it. Sprinklers hiss on summer lawns. Yeah. But I will spare your ears for now. A rooster crows to greet the dawn. Yeah. A rooster crows to greet the dawn. Help me with this one. What's your rooster sound here? At least from what I've seen from movies or just know of the US, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to be cock-a-doodle-doo or something like that, right? Well, in Zambia, where, of course, where I grew up, ours was Kokoliko, and that was every time you're telling stories, or if you're imitating the roosters in the neighborhood, you would go Kokoliko. And so it was really interesting just seeing that difference. Still imitating it, but yeah, just wondered what it might be in your area if it's different. A rooster crows to greet the dawn. Yeah. Yes, Pamela Courtney. That should come with a voice note. The silent sun rises. The world wakes up. Yeah. The silent sun rises. The world wakes up. Yeah. A man shouts a zooming off bass. The man shouts after a zooming off bass. Oh no. Oh no. I know I've said this before, but sometimes I feel like I just see drivers smiling as you're running after the bus and can't make it, and they don't stop. I know they're on the clock, but sometimes I need to ask. I have a friend, John, who works for a transit service. I should ask him if he's ever done that before. A man shouts after a zooming off bus. Oh, hope the next one is coming soon. Yeah. Cars and trucks grumble on their way to the city. Yeah. Cars and trucks grumble on their way to the city. Rum, rum, rum. Oh. Stomachs rumble as they pass the bakery. Oh, yes. Yeah. Stomachs rumble as they pass the bakery. Yeah. Please stop. What's your go-to pastry? Yeah. Stomachs rumble as they pass the bakery. Actually, so, oh my goodness. I mean, it just reminded me, stomachs rumble as they pass the bakery. And recently, Julie shared with me some words of what some things are called, and I think stomach rumbling was one of the words. I'll see if I can look it up before we leave and share that one. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty neat. Yeah, stomachs rumble as they pass the bakery. An old dog yawns, awake from a dream. An old dog yawns, awake from a dream. Yeah. An old dog yawns, awake from a dream. Yes. Love it, Pamela Courtney. Thank you. Frogs croak and splash in a murmuring stream. Yeah. Ribbit. Frogs croak and splash in a murmuring stream. There's actually a city in Zambia called Chililabombwe, which means the croaking frog. Yeah. Frogs croak and splash in the murmuring stream. A shower trickles, a mirror squeaks. Yeah. A shower trickles, a mirror squeaks. A garbage truck clanks down a quiet street. A garbage truck clanks down a quiet street. Yeah. Drove past one this morning. It was smaller than usual, but yeah. A garbage truck clanks down a quiet street. Yeah. Breakfast sizzles. Helpful pause. Tap the floor. Yeah. Was your breakfast sizzling this morning? Fresh eggs from the chicken coop. Huh? Breakfast sizzles. Hopeful pause. Tap the floor. Yeah. Did I say hopeful? Hopeful. Hopeful pose. Tap the floor. Yeah. They will help you eat the breakfast, of course, if you're willing to share. In an open field, balloons rise and roar. Yeah. In an open field, balloons rise and roar. Yeah. Today is a melody still to be written. Today is a tune no one's heard before. Yeah. Today is a melody still to be written. Today is a tune no one's heard before. So, greet the new day with a stretch and a yawn. Throw open the window. Yeah. Throw open the window. And fill the world with your song. Yeah. And fill the world with your song. And that is the end of our story. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I hope you enjoyed this one. What sound is morning? Coming to us from Grant Snyder and, of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. I'm Pamela Courtney. Couldn't agree more with you. Grant Snyder is definitely a master at that. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I absolutely appreciate you. I will see you after this short break. Thank you for being here with us today on Storytime. And yeah, thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Davis. I'm a children's book author, illustrator, and high school art educator. I am the author of 30,000 Stitches, the inspiring story of the National 9/11 flag, illustrated by Sally Warren Comport and published with Worthy Kids #book group. One thing that drew me to writing 30,000 Stitches was the idea that people from all different communities came out to stitch this flag and make it whole again. So I hope that when people read 30,000 Stitches, they remember the power of sharing our stories. When people came out to stitch the flag, they shared their stories, whether about loss or pain or love We all have stories to tell, and by sharing our stories and listening to one another's stories, we can create a better understanding of each other and create a sense of connection and unity. And this is what creates a more inclusive world. I hope you enjoy your story time with Mr. Limata. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much, Amanda Davis. And yeah, many wonderful books, including this one right here, Moonlight Memories. Beautiful book. This one written with Michelle Jing Chan, and of course 30,000 Stitches that she mentions in there. Thank you so much. Beautiful books. If you've not seen Amanda Davis' work, please make it a go to find those at your local library, or indeed wherever else that you find books. Today is a melody still to be written. Today is a tune no one has heard before. So greet the new day with a stretch and a yawn. Throw open the window, yeah, and fill the world with your song. Yeah, great encouragement there. Great reminder from Grant Snyder. I hope that this day is indeed beautiful for you. I hope that it is yeah, that's just what you want it to be. And if it's not, it's always tomorrow. We can always try tomorrow. You would have tried today, and we have another opportunity to take a go at tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, inshallah, God willing, we're back here again tomorrow with another exciting story. So please mark your calendars. We'll be here in the morning with another story, and cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I hope that you are well. To everybody that's joining us live, thank you for being here. Pamela Courtney, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. And of course, Auntie Anne, thank you for joining us out there in Nakitosh, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Sharon Lungo and Soraya, good morning to you right close by in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining us, and I absolutely appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. And Kathy, thank you for joining us out there in Ohio. Luna, sending you the biggest of hugs. Thank you for joining us here today on Storytime. And yes, we got to treat some of the best at it. Grant Schneider giving us the works this morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Pamela Courtney, always appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And before we go, to a reminder that the amazing Pamela Courtney does have a brand new book that is coming out on May 20th. This one is available for pre-ordering right now, but of course, find it at your local library. Ask those librarians so they can have this book ready. Pamela Courtney, Tony D. Chambers, Farah Strauss and Giroux, and yeah, May 20th is the day. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And yeah, here we go. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to hear you sound out the Southern chicken. Oh, Pamela, I looked at that and I was trying. I was like, how do I do it? I think I need a voice note first, and then I can practice with that. We'll see. I'll get some practice in today and then try it out tomorrow. How was that? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. This has been Storytime today. Happy Monday, everybody, and I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with another exciting story. Yes! What sound is your morning? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with more Storytime. And of course, the image today that we have, thank you, Ariel Thomas, for sharing that one with us. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh. stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. People who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of the stories. Read me all of the stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.